Sorry I'm late, sir.
When you said you were at the doctor, but your shirt says you were at a steakhouse, that's when you know it's half washed. Add Downy Odor Protect with 24-hour odor protection. Downy, and it's done.
Metro PCS gives you fast, unlimited data so you can share everything you love for less. All on a network that covers 99% of people in the U.S. Switch now and get 4 lines for $100, period.
Hi, I just wanted to tell you that Chevy won a J.D. Power Dependability Award for its midsize car, the Chevy Malibu. I forgot, Chevy also won a J.D. Power Dependability Award for its light-duty truck, the Chevy Silverado. Oh, and since the Chevy Equinox and Traverse also won, Chevy is the only brand to earn the J.D. Power Dependability Award across cars, trucks, and SUVs 3 years in a row. Third time's a charm.
Wake up to great tasting flavor. Belvita breakfast biscuits. Flavors like delicious blueberry or decadent chocolate gently baked in a tasty biscuit. Belvita breakfast biscuits. It's time to taste the day.
How do these other OTC medicines compare to Xyzal? Well, looky here. Xyzal works twice as fast as Claritin and lasts up to 6 times longer than Benadryl. So for the latest and powerful relief that's just as effective at hour 24 as at hour 1, be wise all. Take Xyzal.
We're not on an island anymore. What could go wrong?
You good?
Yeah, you?
Nope.
Rated PG-13.
New tonight, NBA champion and MVP Kevin Durant.
It's a challenge every night to be that great.
Plus, when Samuel L. Jackson is here, anything can happen.
There's gonna be a problem tonight.
And music from Future. Jimmy Kimmel Live, new tonight on ABC.
Welcome back to the $100,000 pyramid where Paige is about to play for, say it, Paige.
$100,000!
Yeah, sounds good. Well, you know what? You got a good partner right here who can help you with that. And if you get 6 right in 60 seconds, $100,000 in your pocket. Just that simple, okay?
That's simple.
So, we're gonna get this thing started. We're gonna put 60 seconds on the clock. And Paige, for $100,000, here is your first subject. Go.
Noon. Midnight.
Times of day.
Six Flags. Disney World.
Amusement parks.
Foot.
Parts of your body.
Meter.
Things that measure.
Inches?
Ways to measure.
I am in the solar system.
Things a planet might say.
An iron. A pan. A frying pan.
Things that are metal. Things that you clean with. Things that you cook with.
A used frying pan. A recently used frying pan.
Things that you...
An iron. The sun.
Things that are hot.
Your jeans.
Things that you wear.
Your cargo pants.
Things you put on your legs. Types of pants.
Your jacket. Your...
Things with pockets.
They did it, everybody! Congratulations! She is shaking up here. And Paige, congratulations, 100,000. Put that with the 12,500 she's already won. Paige has won a total of $112,500. And you're also going on a trip, so you enjoy that as well. Juan Felipe, thank you, my friend. Ryan, Kobe, thank you both. We really appreciate it. And everybody at home, thank you for watching. We're going to see you next time on the $100,000 pyramid.
Oh my God!
Crazy! Now I'm going. I'm in. I'm going shopping pretty quick.
NBA Finals MVP Kevin Durant on a new Kimmel later tonight.
We'll be tremendously successful. And it's my honor and
we will have a terrific relationship, I have no doubt.
Discussions underway between President Trump and North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un in Singapore. Up to the minute details on the summit. A man arrested in connection with a shooting over the weekend in Desert Hot Springs. Get an update on the condition of the victim. A conflict on how to manage funds at a local animal shelter could impact services. News Channel 3 is digging into allegations of harassment and other issues.
You're watching KESQ, the desert's news leader. This is News Channel 3 at 11.
Hello, I'm John White. Karen Devine has the night off. Just a short while ago, a signing ceremony in Singapore. President Trump and North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un leaving the past behind and promising a brighter future ahead. The two leaders meeting face-to-face over more than 4 hours. Karen Travers tonight is live in Singapore with up-to-the-minute details on this meeting and signing ceremony that happened just moments ago.
After about 4 hours of meetings, President Trump and Kim Jong-un signed a joint statement. The president said it was comprehensive and important. Kim Jong-un said it was historic, but neither said what was actually in it. President Trump said this summit went better than he predicted.
A moment for history. President Trump and Kim Jong-un shaking hands, the first sitting U.S. president to meet with a North Korean leader. Mr. Trump and Kim all smiles ahead of their one-on-one meeting. No aides with them, just their translators. Later, another meeting and a working lunch.
Really fantastic meeting. A lot of progress. Really very positive. I think better than anybody could have expected. Top of the line. Really good.
And about 4.5 hours after they first met, President Trump and Kim Jong-un signing a joint statement.
So we're signing a very important document, a pretty comprehensive document, and we've had a really great term together, a great relationship.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says a complete, verifiable, and irreversible denuclearization by North Korea is the only outcome the U.S. will accept.
In each of those two countries, there are only two people that can make decisions of this magnitude, and those two people are going to be sitting in a room together.
But there are key differences on the issue of denuclearization. The Trump administration has signaled it wants the process to happen quickly, perhaps even all at once. North Korea has said it wants a phased approach, dismantle in stages, and get something in return at each step.
President Trump will hold a press conference here in Singapore before making that very long trip back to Washington. Asked if he would invite Kim Jong-un to the White House, President Trump told reporters, "Absolutely, I will," and predicted that he and Kim will meet many times. Reporting live from Singapore and traveling with the president, I'm Karen Travers for ABC News.
And much more continuing coverage on News Channel 3 in the morning, coming up at 5 a.m. on that. A man is in custody tonight accused in a weekend shooting in Desert Hot Springs. 33-year-old Jeffrey Grant Hammer Jr. was arrested this morning. Police say Hammer Jr. has been on the run since yesterday. He's accused of attempted murder in the shooting of a man in the stomach on 8th Street, leaving him in the intensive care unit. Since then, he's undergone surgery and is expected to survive. Hammer Jr., meanwhile, being held on $1 million bail tonight. Firefighters are continuing to battle a fire in Coachella that spread to a date grove. A home and 2 vehicles are destroyed, and the fire is about 50% contained. It started this afternoon. Avenue 54 between Jackson and Calhoun remains closed to south of the fire. One witness says he was concerned about winds fanning the flames.
All we can do is pray and hope that it seems like the wind's picking up, which isn't good. But all we can do is pray and hope that these guys can get it out.
Imperial Irrigation District turned off power to some homes in the area. Some horses nearby were also evacuated. Firefighters are feeling the heat here in the desert. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Haley Clausen is tracking air conditions. Haley, yeah, starting to feel very summer-like.
It certainly is. Even though the official start is not until June 21st, when you look at these numbers, yeah, it's summer out there. Plenty of sunshine, blue skies all across the Coachella Valley tomorrow, just like we felt today. Temperatures are going to be warm to begin with, in the low 90s in the mid-morning hours, quickly warming into the triple digits by lunchtime. And then by the afternoon, we are talking temperatures warmer, hotter than what they were today. The good news is we are maintaining very dry conditions as well as light winds. In the evening, just becoming breezy at times, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Otherwise, those winds stay nice and light for now. By the end of the week, that does look to change. I'll explain why coming up in my complete First Alert forecast.
We'll see you in a bit. Thank you, Haley. Employees at a local nonprofit animal shelter, animal hospital, I should say they're being retaliated against after formal harassment complaints were made against a supervisor. The employees are alleging a hostile work environment, labor law violations, among other accusations. News Channel 3's Lauren Coronado spoke with concerned employees. She's live in the newsroom with more on this story. Lauren.
John, some employees were told the Desert Hot Springs Animal Hospital was shutting down temporarily. They believe it was a threat made in retaliation to employees alleging harassment.
Treatment is not fair with the entire staff. Treatment of animals is suffering because of it.
Candace Joyce is a technician at the Desert Hot Springs Animal Shelter, which operates under the Humane Society of the Desert. She says she's just one of the employees who is formally complaining about a Humane Society of the Desert board member.
She has flat out told us, I will not pay you if there are overtime hours. And if you tell her no, the retaliation is awful.
In addition to an alleged hostile work environment and labor law violations, Joyce says that board member, who we aren't naming because an investigation is just getting started, isn't treating animals properly.
It's the way that she would want it treated, who has no medical experience or really any say in what goes on medically with the animals. It's if she doesn't want to treat them, it doesn't get treated.
Another board member tells me individual letters were sent to the board from employees. And after careful review during a meeting, the board voted to suspend the accused board member pending, quote, forensic accounting and an HR investigation into the employee's concerns. Days after the meeting, an anonymous source says a city employee received an email from the accused board member explaining the hospital was going to shut down until further notice due to an internal staffing and board issue. A manager at the hospital says she received a phone call from the accused board member
that she was going to be closing the hospital down for 2 weeks and not to bother to report back to work.
The hospital was never shut down and continues to operate. Ann Woods is a former colleague of the accused board member. She tells me the board member under question has been investigated before.
We did have a senior investigator come and talk to myself and other board members. We told them everything we knew.
Woods says investigators didn't have enough evidence to further the investigation, but she's not surprised that board member may be under investigation again. Meanwhile, Joyce says she's confident in the current board and is hoping to see a resolution soon. Now, board members expect to hear back from the Riverside County District Attorney's Office by tomorrow, and they're hoping to learn more about the steps taken into a possible investigation. Now, I also reached out to the accused board member. I did not get a response back. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Lauren Coronado.
Thank you, Lauren. Authorities are developing new technology to improve how firefighters work to contain wildfires. Next on News Channel 3, a look at some of that technology they are now putting to the test. And a woman who served in World War II needs help to pay her bills, why she's in need of financial assistance. You're watching KESQ, the Desert's News Leader.
When you see breaking news coverage on KESQ, it's just the first chapter.
The News Channel 3 I-Team mission is to separate fact from fiction.
Investigative reports from the I-Team uncovering the whole story.
That's what makes News Channel 3 the Desert's News Leader. Get your news anytime. Visit KESQ.com.
Pick up.
El Diablo.
Angus beef.
Jalapeno.
Cheesy poppers.
Habanero.
Bacon sauce.
It's the El Diablo Thick Burger. Answer the call of Carl's.
When you make strong promises, the all-new Ram 1500 helps you keep your word, delivering 2,300 pounds of max payload, 12,750 pounds of towing. And with a proven 5.7-liter Hemi V8, it's the most capable Ram 1500 ever. And why more people are switching to Ram than ever before.
Well-qualified lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the 2018 Ram 1500 for $199 a month.
Feeling lethargic? Just no energy at all? Suffering from pesky pet allergies? Stuffy nose? It could be your indoor air making you feel sick and tired.
Look! Here comes the General!
The certified indoor air professionals at General Air Conditioning can provide solutions specific to your needs. Change your life forever. Call the General today or visit callthegeneral.com. General Air Conditioning and Heating.
Are you finally ready to deal with your love handles, muffin top, spare tire, or double chin? I'm Dr. Ken Jesser, the premier desert practice offering dual sculpting. That's 2 cool sculpting machines freezing the unwanted fat in half the time without surgery, needles, diets, or downtime. Choose the cool way to permanently reduce stubborn bulges of fat resistant to diet and exercise. Call me at 341-7563 to schedule your free consultation. Let us sculpt the body of your dreams.
The Carl's Jr. California Classic Combo is just $4.99. That's a double meat, double cheese, charbroiled banger. Plus fries and your drink. The $4.99 California Classic Combo.
Answer the call, Carl's.
Wildfire season is getting underway, and last year was one of the most destructive on record in California. Authorities are hard at work looking at new technology to help in firefighting. As Greg Lee reports, agencies are joining together to test a system designed to improve helicopter water drops in remote areas.
A fire helicopter demonstrates a water drop during a training exercise in Anaheim Hills. But this isn't about how they drop the water. It's about how and where they pick it up.
This is a way to make those helicopters even more effective to save homes, save lives, save firefighters.
Career firefighter Mark Whaling created the Remotely Activated Snorkel Sight, or RAS. With a radio signal, a helicopter pilot can turn it on, filling up the tank, ready for the pilot to drop in his snorkel and take in water for the next drop. The proposal from OCFA and Anaheim Fire is to place these in remote areas.
He's able to activate it, fill up the tank, deactivate it, and drain it, all from the pilot seat. Nobody has to be on the ground.
It means more drops per hour, less travel time, and more firefighters on the ground during a fire, ready to fight the flames.
Add efficiency and safety to the entire operation, which really equates to a safer community and keeping large fire growth from happening.
Orange County could be one of the first in the country to utilize the new technology. Firefighters say it'll bolster one of their greatest tools in keeping communities safe.
This type of technology could be an absolute game changer for the helicopters, not only for them to be able to turn faster and get water to the fire sooner and more often, but also free up the fire engines.
That was Greg Lee reporting. The new technology could be in use in Orange County in less than 2 years with funding and approval. A local World War II veteran is in a race against time trying to get financial help from the Department of Veterans Affairs. Millie Sachs is 96 years old and lives in La Quinta. She served in the U.S. Coast Guard Women's Reserve.
It was something I enjoyed, something I hated and loved. You can understand that. I think anybody in the military would understand that.
Sachs is now legally blind. Her family predeceased her, and this past fall, her life savings ran out. The families of others at her assisted living facility have now filed paperwork for potential benefits from the Department of Veterans Affairs. While they wait for approval, they have set up a GoFundMe page to help her out. You can find that right now at KESQ.com. 5 people are dead after a cabin exploded in Washington State. Next on News Channel 3, how neighbors are reacting and why authorities believe foul play was not involved.
Today was warm, but tomorrow will be warmer. We'll talk about how long this heat is really going to be sticking around, at least in this week. Coming up next, you're watching KESQ, the Desert's News Leader.
That's a wrap. As meteorologists, we don't quit when the camera stops. In fact, that's when the fun begins.
Mobile device alerts and the Valley's most accurate forecast. Jerry Stephan mornings and Chief Meteorologist Haley Clausen at 5, 6, and 11 p.m.
Our Valley, a hub for illegal drugs waiting to be shipped all over the country.
We are seeing methamphetamine, heroin, some cocaine.
Our I-Team patrolled busted stash houses with the DEA.
In my time with DEA, this is off the charts busy.
Uncovering how they're spotted, alerting you to what you need to watch out for.
They can be very dangerous to actually be in.
Learn more about the crackdown on drug trafficking at KESQ.com and keep watching News Channel 3, the Desert's News Leader.
Welcome to Del Taco's Wheel of Meals. Now you can mix and match 2 fresh faves, plus get value fries and a small drink for just $4. Choose the mix and match box of your dreams and win big every time with the new $4 Fresh Faves box from Del Taco.
Log on to KESQ.com and click CV Pros to learn more about the Mac Law Offices. Over 40 years of legal experience specializing in family law. The Mac Law Offices, one of KESQ's Coachella Valley pros. You're watching KESQ, the desert's news leader. This is News Channel 3 live at 11 with John White, Karen Devine, and Chief Meteorologist Haley Clausen.
How do you gauge the greatness of an SUV? Is it to carry cargo or to carry on a legacy? Its show of strength or its sign of intelligence? In crossing harsh terrain or breaking new ground? This is the time to get an exceptional offer on the Mercedes of your midsummer dreams at the Mercedes-Benz Summer Event, going on now. Lease the GLA 250 for $339 a month at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Little Big Town, live in concert. Friday, June 29th, 8 p.m. Fantasy Springs Resort. Grammy Award winning. Little Big Town. Tickets on sale now at the box office and at fantasyspringsresort.com. Little Big Town.
Yes, sir, it's Esser. Great prices guaranteed. It's hard to stop a train.
An explosion leveled a summer cabin, killing a mother, a father, and their 3 young children. As Michelle Esteban reports, neighbors say they heard the Sunday morning blast, but there was nothing they could do.
Just last weekend he said, "Hi neighbor, enjoy your stay," and we never really met them or knew their names or anything, but just seeing their kids playing and riding bikes with the parents, and it's heartbreaking.
That was 1 week ago. For Larry Hartley, who was laying gravel for a driveway for the couple and their 3 young children, he just saw them Friday.
I was just talking to all of them, and then now this happened, and I says, what happened is very hard for me to understand what happened.
Authorities say it could take weeks before they determine what triggered the explosion and fire that leveled what neighbors say what used to be a single-room shed, nestled on a wooded piece of property with a larger cabin and travel trailer just up the hill from the Hood Canal.
Just a heap of metals and burning embers and nothing left.
Carlene Nelson saw the devastation up close. Her summer cabin sits next door. When she heard news of the deadly explosion, she thought it might be her property.
It was a relief to find out it wasn't our cabin, but knowing that a family perished, it was like just another, your heart just sinks.
The call came in around 1 a.m. Sunday. That's when deputies discovered 2 bodies. Later in the day, with the help of the ATF, they discovered the children's bodies in the rubble.
And they're always here playing, and they're a very happy-go-lucky bunch.
It'll be harder coming back when you know that, this is supposed to be a little paradise, and to have that happen.
That was Michelle Esteban reporting. The Sheriff's Department is handling the investigation. They say that there is no evidence right now of criminal activity.
Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Haley Clausen.
This afternoon, it was warm. We had a high of 107. Yes, it's warm, but it's actually kind of seasonable. A normal high for today's date is 101, so we're not that far above what is average for today's date. But the next 2 days are going to be even hotter than today. An excessive heat warning has been issued by the National Weather Service, and beginning tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., we were talking about it going into effect, remaining in effect through Wednesday evening. Now, within this warned area, which does include all of the Coachella Valley, afternoon highs 110 to 115. Yeah, we're going to be feeling it tomorrow. Dangerous heat for several hours at a time. If we have to put a positive spin, let's say it's a dry heat, okay? We are dealing with a lack of moisture overhead, not just here in California, but all across the desert Southwest. And the reason for this dryness and for this heat is all thanks to a ridge of high pressure. Now, it's mainly centered over Arizona, more so New Mexico. However, it's looking to nudge itself just a little bit towards the west, and it's really going to be strengthening. And so that's why we're continuing to heat up and why we're still going to be enjoying plenty of blue sky overhead. However, just because it's dry here does not mean it is dry everywhere. We do have activity in the Eastern Pacific. The second named storm of the Eastern Pacific hurricane season, meet Bud. on Saturday afternoon was when this system became a tropical depression. The following afternoon, it became a hurricane, and as we're talking now, it is still a Category 3 hurricane with sustained winds 120 miles per hour. This is a big storm, but it's not going to be maintaining this strength. As it continues to work its way towards the north, it will be decreasing in its intensity. However, once it reaches the southern Baja Peninsula, right now the models are keeping it going more towards the northeast, diverting its track a little bit, bringing a lot more moisture up towards Arizona, New Mexico. However, if this track steers itself a little bit further towards the west, maintaining that northward track that it's currently on, we're looking at dealing more of that moisture right here in the desert. So the time frame for that would be on Friday. Notice how our temperatures are reacting. Cooling down less than the century mark for Saturday, Sunday. So the heat is on for the next 2 days, but then we do get a little bit more of a break later on this week, even if it does mean a little bit more humidity. John?
Okay, well, people will be looking forward to the weekend then. Thank you, Haley. A group of students at a local elementary school used an old arcade game to raise money for a good cause. Next on News Channel 3, how the kids came up with the idea to help out the Desi Strong Foundation. You're watching KESQ, the Desert's News Leader.
Watch your live local news from anywhere. Download the KESQ app today. Live newscasts and breaking Coachella Valley news as it happens. Search KESQ in your app store today.
I'm Nurse Shirley, your facial rejuvenation expert with over 30 years of aesthetic experience. Now at Dr. Mark Sifonio's office. Let me help you look and feel years younger by using Botox and the finest facial fillers to eliminate wrinkles, enhance your face, lips, and hands, and avoid surgery for many years. Call Dr. Sifonio's office today. Take advantage of our special offers. Call 341-5555 for a free consultation. The youthful you is just a phone call away.
Closed captioning brought to you by General Air Conditioning, and now plumbing too. For all your air conditioning and plumbing needs, call the General.
Look what I've got. Chocolate. But you won't believe this. Dulce de leche.
No se vayan a llenar de dulces. We're having dinner soon.
You just missed the tobacco industry's latest scam.
Look what I've got. Chocolate.
Because you were supposed to.
But you won't believe this.
No se vayan a llenar de dulces. We're having dinner soon.
They're using flavors kids love to hook them.
School shootings empowering Valley youth to take action.
It's taken us a step forward into becoming more politically active.
I-Team investigator Karen Devine started digging into our Valley's youth issues.
Does anybody else feel that way, that safety on campus maybe isn't up to par?
To see the entire up-close and revealing interview with our local students, go to KESQ.com and keep watching News Channel 3, the Desert's News Leader. Some elementary students have raised hundreds of dollars for the Desi Strong Foundation, and they did it with an arcade-style claw machine. The students at Gerald Ford Elementary in Indian Wells are paying it forward to a foundation that bears the name of Desi Sechin. She passed away from cancer at the age of 6 in 2016. One student knew the foundation raised money for children, and he wanted to do his part along with the help of his friends. So he built an arcade of sorts, and during lunch charged students to play the claw.
We got like a claw, and we got like string, and we tied it around the claw, and you had to hold it, and then you had to move it around and see if you can pick it up. And you have 20 seconds to pick up the prize, and if you do if you pick it up and put it in the slot, then you win.
The boys raised $317 along with donations from staff. They were able to donate $500 to the foundation. Palm Springs City Council getting some recognition up in Sacramento today. The council became the nation's first entirely LGBTQ governing body last fall and was recognized by the California legislature today, both in the Assembly and State Senate. The council's historic status happened back in November when Lisa Middleton, the first transgender person, was elected, along with Christy Holstead, who's bisexual. City officials say the council was planning on using their trip to Sacramento as a chance to speak with Coachella Valley lawmakers to secure funding for city programs. Country music fans are just days away from getting their hands on wristbands for next year's Stagecoach Music Festival. This Friday at 11 in the morning, the passes will go on sale. General admission, $329. Promoter Golden Voice will allow people to make payments on those passes if you get them on Friday. Although next year's headliners have not been announced, we do know celebrity chef Guy Fieri will be back with his Stagecoach Smokehouse. Plus, a new bazaar has been added that features 35 vendors. Sports coming up next, 9 to 11, with a whole lot of baseball, including the Angels in Seattle for a key divisional series against the Mariners, plus an Angels hopeful and former Valley standout talking about his move to AAA. Blake Arthur will have it all coming up on the best local sports show, your KESQ, the Desert's News Leader.
New tonight, NBA champion and MVP Kevin Durant.
It's a challenge every night to be that great.
Plus, when Samuel L. Jackson is here, anything can happen.
There's gonna be a problem tonight.
And music from Future. Jimmy Kimmel Live, new tonight on ABC.
At Leeds & Son, you know us for our quality. Come on in today and let us show you how great our prices really are. Now we are having our end of season sale. Save up to 40% on the finest jewelry, diamonds, and watches. Now's the time to get that special piece of jewelry, Swiss watch, or diamond you've always wanted. You'll find the best quality in all price ranges. Come in today. Don't miss our end of the season sale. On now. Leeds & Son Fine Jewelers on El Paseo.
Deal Talk. To make sure my new $4.99 Spicy Chicken Club combo is a great deal, I asked a sales expert.
It's amazing, Jack! You get a spicy, crispy chicken breast, hickory smoked bacon, and melted cheese on toasted sourdough, plus fries and a drink, all for just $4.99.
You said it, Stanley.
Ow. Wait, what's happening?
Stanley? Stanley, you're deflating!
It's so cold.
We need a doctor!
Jack, tell my wife I love her.
Try my new $4.99 Spicy Chicken Club combo. Another great deal from Jack in the Box.
The Virgin Hotel is set to go in here at the northeast corner of Bellardo Road and Museum Way. The original time frame had it going in late 2018. That's this year. Obviously, that's not going to happen.
So the I-Team started digging for answers.
But right now, these dates still hold.
Yeah. Learning why the huge delay.
They are now planning for a 2022 Virgin Hotel opening.
For more stories you can't see anywhere else, keep watching News Channel 3, the Desert's news leader.
I-Team investigator John White gets to the bottom of crime in our valley.
If you want to look at the crime problem, you have to start again.
Showing you Operation Safe Coachella.
First time in a long time we actually had no homicides.
And discovering where violent crime has become a bigger problem.
We have had way too many shootings.
To see which valley city has the most homicides, click to KESQ.com. And keep watching News Channel 3, the Desert's news leader.
John, Karen, and Haley, weeknights on News Channel 3, the Desert's news leader. This is the best local sports show with sports director Blake Arthur.
It's that time of year where nationally and even locally we have a lot of baseball. NBA, NHL, NFL, and high school sports all out of season. So America's pastime takes over. And the Angels are hoping to overtake the Mariners, who are first place in the American League West. Big three-game set in Seattle starting tonight, the Emerald City. This time of year, it's tough to beat. Mike Trout, he's always tough to beat, starts the game with a solo shot, his 20th of the year, 17th all-time at Safeco Field. A couple batters later, Albert Pujols. That's going to find the seats quicker than most of the fans found theirs. Albert's 10th, 2-0 Halos just like that in the first inning. But the M's answered back immediately in the bottom half of the first. Nelson Cruz deep to center, and that one is not coming back. Trout can't even get that one. Two-run blast off Andrew Heaney. We're tied at deuces. The fourth was rough for Heaney. It's Cruz again. He's got it on cruise control. 3-2 Seattle. Almost the same spot he had his first one. Then Ryan Healy, quack, quack, quack. The former Oregon Duck goes yard to left. Two-run homer made it 5-2 M's. Trout homered again for 21 on the year, but not enough as the Angels lose the opener 5-3 the final from Seattle. Dodgers off tonight in the NL, but the Padres in St. Louis against the Cardinals. Big Mac back in the loop. Budweiser in baseball, that's what St. Louis does. It's been said they actually have the best fans in all of baseball. I know a nation who would agree with that and a Cub fan who would not. I think you know who that is. Anyways, no argument about home runs in this game. 4 in total for both teams. Cardinals with 3 of them. St. Louis gets the 5-2 win over Jordan Lyles and San Diego. More baseball. Last week we saw 4 local standouts get selected in the 2018 MLB draft. For those of you that don't know, those players, they do not go straight to the big leagues. It is a journey for them, starting in the minors with the hopes of making it to the majors. And one Valley prospect is inching that much closer to the chance of getting to the show. Former Shadow Hill standout Taylor Ward, he just made the MLB Pipeline Prospect Team of the Week. The 24-year-old is batting .364. He's got a homer and 8 RBIs in 8 games for the Salt Lake Bees. They are the AAA affiliate for the Angels. Ward has been buzzing for them since his recent promotion from AA, where he played 42 of his 50 minor league games for the Mobile Bay Bears. Ward is no stranger to changes. He switched positions from catcher to third base this season, and here he is now talking about the move from AA to AAA and his first homer for the Bees.
In AA, that you got a lot of prospects that throw hard, and they may have a curveball or a changeup that they can work in and out of the zone, but I mean that's about it. These guys have 4 pitches that they can throw at any time, any count, and it's an adjustment I'm gonna have to make, and I'm gonna do it. Oh, it was wonderful. It was cool. I mean the lights like flicker on and off, and it's a cool experience. It's something you only really see in AAA.
I was wondering why the video was a little dark, but it is the lights flickering. Hey, speaking of former draft picks in the minor leagues, former Palm Desert pitcher Jeremiah Estrada, drafted by the Cubs in the 6th round last year, signing for $1 million. He's hoping to advance to short season single A in Eugene, Oregon this week. In the Arizona League last year, 19-year-old right-hander had a 1.42 ERA in 6 1/3 innings. Sources have told me that he's put on weight and his fastball velocity is up. The Emeralds begin their short season on Friday. We'll keep you posted with any new developments. That's it for sports. We're back after this. You're watching the Desert's News Leader.
Get your news anytime. Visit KESQ.com. Covering the big stories means asking the tough questions.
Does the Sheriff's Department work on the assumption that they are alive?
Bringing perspective to big issues.
Is there hope for people that are addicted to opioids?
Digging deeper to find who should be held accountable.
The hotel opened despite the conflict of interest. It's our job to investigate stories and go beyond the basics, uncovering every detail.
Count on the News Channel 3 I-Team to cover the big stories across our valley. It's part of what makes News Channel 3 the Desert's news leader.
As meteorologists, we don't quit working for you when the camera stops. That's when it gets fun.
You need an accurate forecast that fits your schedule and your lifestyle.
Reliable coverage to alert you of the dangerous highs.
Or the damaging sun.
And training to keep pop-up storms from catching you by surprise.
Mobile device alerts and the Valley's most accurate forecast. Jerry Stephan mornings and Chief Meteorologist Haley Clausen at 5, 6, and 11 p.m. The rhythm of our lives tells a story, but sometimes
Hey guys, we're following breaking news.
our story can take an unexpected twist
We need to send Lauren to this fire.
We're getting moved to breaking news.
Let's go.
that turn into the most important events in our community. Trust the breaking news experience, the complete coverage, the up-to-the-minute information. Trust KESQ News Channel 3, the Desert's news leader.
Can you solve this and give the forecast at the same time?
I'm going to try.
So right now we are waking up to dry conditions across our area. We did have showers.
There you go. Finally at 11, a Florida meteorologist showing off her multitasking skills last week. Lauren Oleski solved a Rubik's Cube while doing the morning weather. Valesky isn't the only multi-talented weather employee at WPEC. Not to be outdone, fellow meteorologist Kate Wenzel joined in the fun by juggling during her weather segment. So then you might ask the question, why? But whatever.
I
They had
can
some fun
do
with
neither of those. I can tell you it's going to be hot tomorrow.
Kimmel Live up next. Have a great night.
From Hollywood, it's Jimmy Kimmel Live. Tonight, from the NBA champion Golden State Warriors, MVP Kevin Durant, Samuel L. Jackson, and music from Future. And now, for the time being, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Welcome. Hope you had a good weekend. I had a good weekend. You know what I did this weekend? Nothing. Friday night, I went home, pulled into the garage, just sat in the car until Monday.